Up, everybody? Welcome back to the deep dive through the upside down. I am one of three hosts we have here. I am Annie, and to the left of me, right of me,
I
we
always
got.
got this. I got this wrong last time. Is it over here? There we go.
Yeah, it's right there. Hi, I'm Mr. Fuentes.
What's up, Drew Dredd here.
Oh, see, look, I got that correct versus that
Yeah.
way. Or look, see, I'm just so bad with the directions now. I have to look at left and right. But we are on episode 3, and this is actually a theory episode that we have that's going to be going up. Um, if you are listening to this in the future, at this time, a new trailer has dropped for season 4 volume
For
2. That's a
volume two.
mouthful to say. A new trailer has just dropped, and honestly I really want to get into talking about this trailer and what we
hmm
have theory wise, but I guess we'll go with the first question. So who do we think is going to die in this season?
Well, I think just based off watching the previous trailers and the episodes, this and that, I have two people in mind. It's going to be Murray and Eddie.
Ooh.
Because from the trailer, it looks like they're both sacrificing themselves. You have in the trailer Eddie with the guitar on top, going ham on it. For some reason, that looks like, and he's by himself too. There is like a little spot where Dustin's like watching him or like ready to do something. I don't know if you saw that in the trailer, but it shows some type of sacrifice to me. And then I see Murray. I don't know. It looks like it seems too perfect for them three to go back home. You know, and also, I mean, he's a badass shot of him with a flamethrower in the trailer. So it looks like he's just melting some Russians.
He's like, if
so
I'm going down, I'm taking
I'm
Russians
going
down with
out.
me.
So it could be, it could be Russians, or it could, could be the Demogorgons or whatever. It could be Vecna. You never know. I don't know. But yeah, that's where I feel like it's gonna be Murray and Eddie both sacrificing their lives to help the kids and the crew.
Oh shit. Oh man. My thing is that I feel like it may be and this is going to hurt me to say it. I feel like it may be Steve,
Ooh,
and it may be maybe be oh shit, this is going to hit home. I feel like it may be 11 as well, because this is
mm,
like a big thing, because it's someone that, if you haven't already seen the episode, it's someone that she's already has spaced before, and it's a second time, a second chance. And what if this may be her downfall and she can't defeat him again? If you watch it in the trailer, Dr. Brenner even said, "You're not ready," but
yeah,
she says to herself, "My friends need me," and this is like a do or die, now or never type of stuff. And if she has to go, then she has to go do it. But then I feel like she may not die, because then what are we gonna have for
yeah.
season 5? What, like, someone
They get
pick
all
up her
powers.
powers? They all get powers. My theory is for Steve.
Yeah, that would
Um,
be weird.
that one's gonna. It's like a weird one, because like I feel like the only way that he could die is him sacrificing himself for someone. Um, a little bit of a snippet. There was a thing on the trailer. If you saw how Dustin was freaking out, like the way that
Mhm.
his face expression was, um, looks like someone died right in front of him. Someone that he cares about the most. And honestly, the only two best friends I can think of is either Eddie or Steve, but I feel like that reaction's more like for Steve,
Yeah,
because he has that bro
that
connection.
long relationship with him. Yeah,
Yeah. But even then, it's been since season 1, because Steve was supposed to die in season 1, but the Duffin brothers loved him so much and kept him on all the way up until season 4. So
now
I
he's the most
feel like,
lovable character.
yeah, like, who's gonna kill off Steve? Are
Tiff.
they gonna me? I'm gonna kill him off. But I feel like that may be it. But even then, if it was it, I feel like there has to be a reaction, like an emotional reaction from Nancy,
Mhm.
from Robin, from Lucas, whatever. Like, there has to be all of them having that same reaction, but none of them have that same reaction, only Dustin.
Mhm.
So I don't know if it's going to be Steve, but who knows at this point? Because it seems like
Yeah.
everyone has a background, everyone has a backstory, everyone has something trauma wise happened to them. So I guess we'll see who the chosen one is.
Yeah, I guess it can't really be fair too, because I mean that scene you're talking about with Dustin, it's only Dustin's face. Like
Yeah, that's
you don't see anyone else in the crew, so it's just a highlight on his face. So I mean, I feel like in just the way Dustin is, like he would react that way if anyone died in
Yeah.
his crew.
you're
Like
not wrong.
he's just an emotional. I'm not saying he's an emotional person, but he really loves his friends, all of them. Obviously, he does have a very close connection with his older mentors, which right now he has kind of two. He has Steve and Eddie. Um, so it could still work on y'all's theory that either Eddie's going to die or Steve's going to die, and that's
Mhm.
his reaction. Um, but I mean, I feel like y'all, or I think Tiff said it. I feel like you're right on the his reaction. Like I'm trying to look through the trailer right now just to see like his facial reaction, but the facial reaction that he's giving is like a reaction of like someone that he cared about was like either deathfully injured or
Wrongfully died. Like,
Yeah.
or died. So
Yep.
like he believed they were about to die. I'm almost. Oh, there it is. Yeah, he looks like he's falling forward, like he's like crying, almost like breaking down because somebody just died in front of him, like Tiff said. Um, so it's definitely going to be I think a main-ish character. Um, my theories too is I kind of think for some reason Will's going to die.
Okay.
I didn't even think about that.
Yeah, I
I
think
don't,
about that.
I don't even know why, but like I don't know. I get this weird feeling like somehow he's gonna be part of it and he's gonna die. Um, because it kind of all started with Will. When you really
Mhm.
kind of think about it. And I mean I don't want to like the one well the other episode we recorded because this might be our first episode we put out, but one of the other episodes I recorded. Um, I had talked, trash about Will. Like, what is he useful for? Like, he gets kidnapped in season 1, and then
Yeah.
season 2, he's kind of just there, and he
He's
kind of helps out.
possessed,
He's
and then he
possessed,
helps out the next season.
and then the next season, he could sense that that guy was there, but that was pretty much all he did. Not that any of the characters really do much more than that, but his arc started with him being kidnapped and taken into the Upside Down, and now it's kind of like it's coming to the end of the whole thing, and maybe he has some kind of loose connection with the Upside Down and he needs
Mhm.
to go back to help mend something. maybe,
Oh,
maybe he took something
Oh,
out of the Upside Down,
that's a
and
big conspiracy right there.
now he needs to
Okay.
go back into it, to save everyone. um or maybe he's the season 5 big baddie because he's going to get possessed and completely
Ooh.
possessed. you
ooh.
know so
Okay.
I mean,
I like that.
there's to me, there's and I think people like these guys. What are they called? The Duffy brothers or Duffin
Oh, the
brothers?
Duffin
Duffer
brothers.
Brothers.
The
The
Duffin
Duffer
brothers.
Duffin
Brothers. Yeah.
brothers.
They seem like people that may try to mislead you, like with trailers and stuff like
Oh,
that,
yeah.
to make you
Always.
surprised whenever something happens. I feel like we haven't put that much focus on Will, but just enough to make him relevant, like that hug that he did with Jonathan, which could be something totally different.
Hmm.
It could be, what did you say, Tiff, earlier?
Oh, like his coming out story, because there's um a whole theory that everyone says that he's, into other
He's
type.
curious.
Yeah, he's curious. And
Hmm.
you can kind of tell because he's really happy about his painting that he's painting in the first episode.
Hmm.
And then second episode you see him take that same painting
The
to
airport.
the airport. And then when Mike gives them that awkward kind of like
Like, yeah,
one
yeah.
armed hug, and then he's like, "Hey, what's that?" And he's all, "Oh, it's just the painting that I've been working on." And then Mike's like, "Cool." he wasn't expecting that
Yeah.
kind of reaction. He was like,
You
"Well,
think it's
damn."
like a picture of Mike, with the bull horns, all muscular, like rustling it down or something,
Or it could be
with the
like,
oil in the chest, like coming down.
no, paint me
That's
like
like
one of
a
your little French girls. No.
that's a shout out
But
to White Goodman from Dodgeball.
Yeah,
I can't stand.
I'm thinking about finding someone on the internet to commission like Steve, like taking out a Demogorgon, like with
God,
his big muscles and
he's
everything,
all.
without a shirt on, with all his hair.
He has to have that little bite from the bat from this
Oh yeah, yeah,
season, so
yeah,
it makes it
yeah.
even more must. Oh God,
And
I'll
then
buy it.
or maybe like choking it with his spike bat or something.
Ah, okay, that would be good.
You're
That's
gonna
a good
remove those posters in the back and put that on your
That's
wall,
gonna
aren't
be
you?
what's back.
Yeah, yeah.
It's just gonna be
No.
Steve. Yeah, I mean, honestly, the Will thing just randomly popped in my head. I think that I originally had thought that I think Steve, he's a character that no storylines really revolved around Steve himself. He's always been a supporting character in a sense. So like if he were to kind of just go away, like it wouldn't really affect the story itself. Like he would just be gone. Whereas the kids, they're kind of all like a character, if you want to put it that way. Like Lucas, Mike, Dustin, and Will, they're all kind of one cohesive character in a sense. Like to let one of them die seems very weird to me, I guess. Because and even 11, I know that was your theory, but to me, like the story is revolving around 11. Like that's who one of the main focuses is 11. To kill off 11 is like killing off your main character of your story, which
Yeah,
like this,
they need her. Yeah,
yeah. I mean, like how are you gonna defeat the last baddie unless 11 does like die, but like she doesn't really die. Like her spirit like stays in the upside down, and she's able to like help with her assistants in season 5 to finally close the portal completely, or something crazy like that. Like that's a possibility. Or there's even a shock factor, like we could kill her at the end, but she really didn't die. She kind of like escaped,
cliffhanger and all that shit. Yeah,
kind of like they did with Hopper in a sense.
They've done that like twice though, because they did it after season 1 where 11 was underground and like he would go give her Agos and that thing. They've done it once and then they did it again with Hopper.
I remember that. Yeah,
so that would be overkill if they did it again with 11. Like, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
It would be a little bit of an overkill, but even then, it would be a smart idea if they did it that way, because then that would be a huge setup for season 5.
Yeah,
but
I was gonna say I think they have to. You know what? I think they're gonna have to do that because if it ends on a good note, season 4, what is there to do season 5?
So well, like, season 3 kind of ended on a good note. I think, or was it
it did.
Season 3
it did. Kind of did. Yeah. Because Hopper died, Billy died, but they also made it very positive with the note at the end where Hopper
they're all moving and
then, yeah.
Which was the one where they go to the dance?
Oh, season 2.
At the very end, they do like the flip, and you see like the
mind flare.
The mind flare. It pretty much ended on a happy note, and then just kind of gave you an idea, like, hey, there's still this crazy thing on the other side. Like it didn't. It was more of like they could have actually ended Stranger Things right then and there, and it would have been a complete story. Like that was it.
But no, they wanted that Starcorp money. That's what they wanted. They're like, we need to build a mall. Let's do this.
But that's definitely going to happen this season. That's definitely going to happen to set up for 5. So like,
they have to set up for 5.
So, so like I feel like it is going to be 11 when you keep mentioning it. Like I don't know, something 11's going to die. So yeah, that's a good conspiracy theory right there. I really like yours about the shit. I already forgot. Fuck.
About Will?
I was so hooked into it.
About Will turning into things?
Yes, Will. Will was good. Will was good.
Yeah.
But I also have like a darker side of it. Maybe he just, who knows, maybe Will like sacrifices himself this season. Pretty much to where like, nobody cares about me. Nobody fucking listens to me, this and that. So like, why not, right? You never
Yeah.
know. Just saying, he might go that darker stage. Because the Duffer Brothers are fucking dark.
Or I'll top you one better. Or maybe he's actually younger Vecna. So thing is that you know how Will can sense things from the upside down because he still has that mind flay still attached to him because it never left.
Mhm.
Um I feel like he may be one because the same way that Vecna was when he was a kid and around same age as Will is the same exact way that Will is now. And then even more details. There's a book that gives you like more into detail and into depth into the characters. Will's D&D character that he plays is the same exact as Vecna as well.
Will the Wise. Yeah, he was a
He
wizard.
was a wizard and I think he's a normal magic wizard. And then if he changes down to like, let's say he goes evil, right? So he'll be a normal evil, which is the same as Vecna as well too as a D&D character. So maybe he's a younger Vecna, and when Vecna dies, well, technically being whenever Vecna did die the first time around, like he got switched into the upside down, uh, he he had to attach himself to something because he was dying in a mist. So he probably attached himself to a demogorgon, and that's why he looks kind of like a demogorgon and also like himself, but just in a different type. So if he dies, he can attach himself to Will, and he could be our setup for our main villain for season 5.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. that's,
I've been
that's
doing my research because I want to know, like, I want to know who may be, like, if that was a possibility. Like, if he decided, like, oh, well, F you, 11, I'm gonna find a new host and do that. Because, like, with the first season, we dealt with, like, the random little dust in, like, the Demogorgon. And then in
oh
season
yeah.
2, we dealt with the actual in depth of how the Upside Down really looks like, in and then dealing with the demodogs and how they look like, and then the whole little dust squirrely thing
Mhm.
or whatever attacked Will the second time, and then the third thing is those things that attach to Billy and all the other hosts for season 3. So I'm thinking if it has a constant appearance in every episode, I mean every season, then there's someone that's going to be attached, or he's going to attach himself to someone. No other than Will, maybe. I
Will.
don't know.
I mean, I think season 5, to me, it can't really introduce anyone new, not even a new villain, really,
Yeah.
because it's the last season. Like, you have to build, like, you couldn't even really introduce a new character. Like, you can, I mean, they probably will,
Yeah.
but, you know, you definitely like one of the ideas I thought when you said 11 might die. Like, what if 11 died, but one of her sisters came? That one that back when season 2,
Mm. Oh yeah,
can
yeah,
Yeah.
replace her in a sense or something. But that would just totally, to me, turn off viewership rating. Like, oh, now you're gonna try to replace her with another 11, and like it's the last season. Like, why you're gonna pull that 70 show, pull off Eric Foreman,
that's what I was thinking.
the other guy, and everyone hated him. Everyone didn't like him because they took off Kelso and I think Eric, and then they gave
Yeah,
a Kelso Eric blend for one character,
they
and
came at the last episode with the New Year's, all that shit. So, and that
it
was
was,
like,
it was such a weird, I don't know, it was a weird trade off, that they were trying
yeah.
to do. So to me, killing off 11 would be a bad, either not a bad idea, but it's more of like you
It'll
couldn't
be a
replace.
risky it's gonna be a risky move to kill her off, because then who are you gonna replace her with? That's why we made the joke, like, who's gonna inherit her powers? Like, is it Max? Is it Lucas? Is it Dustin? Like,
And
who's
then
gonna inherit?
it would also be lame if one of them inherited it. Like that, it would just
Yeah.
be one of the like, oh, so she dies, but then Will got her powers. Why? Because he was around her the most in California or something.
Yeah.
Like
They're
something
all
lame like
drawing
that.
straws,
Like,
like, all right, who gets 11's powers? The smallest straw gets it. Like,
She has her will.
She has a will, and it's actually Will. It's a picture of Will. No,
There's
so
a will.
stupid.
There's a will. There's a way.
I cannot.
But I don't know. I also think the setup for Lucas possibly dying is one of them. I know I said earlier to kill off one of the mains seems weird, but I kind of see it happening that it could be Will or Lucas. I think definitely Murray's not going to make it out. And then my boy Steve, I don't think he's going to make it out either.
Do we feel like it more than one person? Like, I wouldn't say like a couple, but do we think it's going to be more than a couple? Like maybe 3 or 4, or maybe like a group of them? Because like what we mentioned before, there's 6 storylines going on in the Mist right now. Well,
Yeah.
if I could put my hands in the right screen, 6 storylines. So we have the Hopper, Murray, and Joyce. Then we have the Will, Jonathan, Argyle, and Mike. We have the 11, which somehow, some way,
Max
11 seems
also.
to I guess coincide with like Dustin and Eddie and Steve when they go into the Upside Down. Then we have like Robin and Nancy,
Yeah.
and all of them, and then we have Lucas, and then it's like a lot of them. So there's 6
Max
different
is still going on
storylines.
too. Yeah.
Yeah, I heard there was a theory that it might have been us talking about it, but there was a theory that guy playing the guitar, Eddie was playing the guitar to wake Nancy up because at the end of that season she gets taken by Vecna basically, like mentally.
Yeah.
But then obviously from the trailer she gets out of it somehow.
She survived somehow.
You can tell like it seems to be rather quickly, to be honest. It seems like probably your very first 10 minutes of the next episode is Nancy getting out of Vecna's spell, from what it seems like. So then I don't know why Eddie is playing the guitar still.
Maybe, yeah, that honestly, it doesn't make sense. So it probably wasn't Eddie. He's like, no, I got to get this riff in. It has to be one of his favorite songs. Can we throw out a theory on what song we think Eddie's going to be playing?
Metallica.
I was thinking Iron Maiden, honestly.
Oh, that'd be good.
Yeah,
I mean, Stranger Things has been very into their music this season, into their song choices.
Watch, it's all Journey, and we're all wrong.
Completely wrong. It's all hardcore, but like, no, it's just like chill.
What do I do? Just shred, bro.
It's all fucking never-ending story, and like Dustin's in the background just singing it, and I'm like, oh god. I would die if it was that. I'll be like, y'all set me up for this. Like,
no, I think, like, go back to your question, like more than like a few people. I think it's just gonna be the max 2 to 3. That's just me. Like, who are gonna like not make it?
Yeah,
like
2 to 3.
Not make it. No, I'm like not make it for real.
Like for real.
Yeah. I think 2 to 3. I'll be more than 4. Jesus, or more than 3 even. It's like, oh god, it's like.
Because if you notice, like the biggest group was Dustin, Max, Nancy, and Steve with Lucas. That's the biggest group. So my thing is I'm thinking it's probably the group of 3. So Will, Jonathan, Mike, and then I keep on forgetting about Argyle. So they're the next. I would honestly think it's probably like Hopper, Murray, and Joyce because they're the 3. Yeah. And then with Lucas, with the group, after he leaves the group, it's a total of like 3 or 4 of them. But I feel like they may be next. Like Jason and all of them might be a group that dies off somehow, some way. Well, technically, being his friend did die, so it does make him a total of 3 after that. Once the friend dies, or a total of 2. But that's the only thing I can think of is like, small little groups of the storyline gets killed off, and then makes it easier to merge for season 5. But that's my thing. I'm thinking it's more than just 2 to 3 people. I'm thinking it's like 4 to 5 that we're gonna get, which is including the 2 main characters getting killed off, and then like a storyline with 1 or 2 or 2 to 3 people on it getting killed off with it.
Yeah.
So
do y'all think Brenner is probably gonna die?
If the military don't get him.
That's
I don't
another
know.
one I think about, like Brenner. He's still alive, so shit. Like,
I don't know how he fucking made it after getting knocked the fuck
Yeah.
out with that door, man. Like,
that's true.
it's his mind powers. No, I'm joking. I don't know how he survived that door hit though. Like that door hit seemed like rough,
hmm
rough.
Concussion City, at least.
Yeah, he was out for about 3 months. Couldn't do anything.
I
But
think I think someone that we haven't really thought about possibly dying, but I think Nancy might die. Like instead of Steve, like it's almost the same scenario
Okay.
gonna happen. So either she, because they do talk about a lot how she's a strong, independent woman. You know, she may make a strong, independent choice to save Robin and Steve. You know, because to me, looking at the trailer, it's all three. Them three seem to pair up and go into the Upside Down. So it's Robin, Steve, and Nancy. Um, and then you see the scene of Nancy shooting the shotgun or something like that. Um, so I think she may sacrifice herself to save Steve and Robin. Um,
That's a good one because it
you
brings back to
you maybe even get a cute little turnaround. She's like, "Because we're friends, Robin." God.
oh no!
it
I can
brings
see
back
that.
to season 3 where Nancy was shooting at Billy like head on. Remember when Billy was driving towards her like head on?
Yeah, she was shooting
And
like
that's
straight
where
at the car.
yeah, and that's where Steve came out of nowhere and saved her.
Hmm.
Maybe
Mhm.
Nancy, gets some revenge and helps out Steve this episode, like this season too. So I don't know. Maybe
And
Steve's in
then
trouble and Nancy just helps
I
out.
just can't imagine like an emo Steve because that would have to be season
he's
5.
all
Emo
Yeah.
Steve,
just
like because he's sad that Nancy died. I could see the opposite. I could see Nancy sad about Steve dying, and
yeah.
that's kind of like a drama that's built through through the season. But I can't see the opposite. Like I can't see Steve just like moping around like she
But you
died.
do kind of see him do it this season though too, because he's still he's still not denying the fact that he has feelings for Nancy. And you can
hmm
tell that with the relationship he has with other women or other girls because they're still in high school, but with
Yeah.
other young ladies, and then that he's confused because he doesn't know whether he wants to be in a relationship or not, or if it's just
He
going to
doesn't know what he
be a fling.
wants.
Like he doesn't know
Yeah.
what he wants. But with Nancy, he knows like exactly what he wants or how to take care of her and how to
You
be
know
the
what?
man for her.
Yeah.
If she dies, then he's gonna go full commando. He's gonna go into months of training, and he's
You
gonna
get
be season
jacked.
5. He's just gonna be jacked with machine
Jack.
guns, freaking basically Rambo. You know, just freaking
Nancy.
Nancy.
But
And then he's gonna die in season 5.
oh yeah, then they're gonna kill him off. They'll be like, "We're
Oh
already
yeah.
done with the series. We should be good." But also too, then that kind of makes sense for Dustin's face as well too, because that would be another person like he could react to because it's his best friend's sister, and he makes the joke. I guess I think it was like back in season 1 that he thinks that Nancy's cute, but he's so scared to talk to Nancy, and he does that little
Uh-huh.
smile whenever he goes to call for Nancy.
Yeah.
But that's the other thing that I can think of is that face expression can also be for Nancy because Mike's not there to mourn her, and Mike doesn't know that she dies because he's all the way in
All the
fucking
way in
what all the
California,
way in
Shit.
California. Well, not California anymore. They're in Nevada now because they're still
Nevada.
stuck
Yeah.
with.
Sorry. Yeah.
They're still stuck with. I forgot
Wow,
her name.
something serious is gonna happen.
Damn.
I'm watching this trailer, but I'm watching it in
I'm-
0.4 speed. So whenever it looks like Eleven's on a bridge and she's looking up at some clouds, there's a thunder that goes off, and it's a red thunder in the real world. So the merging worlds is happening.
Maybe that's well what we had discussed about is like why the earthquakes are happening in Hawkins. So what do we think
Line the
is
upside down.
what's going on in the upside down? Why are those earthquakes going off?
Probably like what we're saying, a merging of worlds. You know, because I think that might be the idea. You know, they talk about the mind flayer being the mastermind, I guess, and then
The puppet?
Vecna being the 5-star general for the mind flayer, and his goal is to take over the world. Um, I also have a kind of not a running theory, but a theory in my head that the Upside Down isn't actually a mirror of our world. It only is perceived as a mirror of our world because that's the only thing we can comprehend. Because that's what they said. Like as soon as the rift opened, that's when basically the copy got made. That's why they're basically back in time in there.
That's right. The time warp theory.
So it's not really another world. It is another dimension, I guess, but they're supposed to, I guess, be merged together at some point. And the Mind Flayer is going to come through and take over the world. I don't know. But I'm looking at this red lightning in this obviously not upside down area. Like, I think that's how it's probably the season's going to end, is like they're going to look into the sky and they're going to see red lightning, and then end of season. And we're going to have to.
I'll be so pissed if it ends like that.
Be like, God damn it, man.
I'll be so mad.
I feel like that. That's how I would end it if I want you to watch season 5.
That is true.
Lead you
it's
in
kind of
it.
like going back to like Walking Dead, where like they ended season 6 with someone getting killed and they don't show it.
That's right.
With Negan and all that, so
yeah.
I can actually see them. You know what? Yeah, you're right. They're probably gonna end it like that, where huge cliffhanger, screen goes black. All right, season 5 in 3 years.
They're looking at 2025, guys. 2025.
Yeah, that to me, that's exactly how it's gonna end. You're just gonna be like,
oh,
like, yeah,
that's gonna happen. Actually,
I've seen TV shows like that where like this, like sometimes I'd be watching binge watching like shows on Netflix, and I like keep in mind like which episode's the season finale, because I like to do it to myself. Like, how would you have reacted in real life if you had to wait 3 to 4 months before the next episode comes on after this? And I'll be looking at it and be like, man, I'd be so pissed, bro. Like, you just gave me such an open ending. Like, you don't know what had happened. Did they die? Did they not die? Did this happen? Did that?
I felt the same way because I got into Breaking Bad very late. So like when I would watch them, constantly the episodes, I would think back, man, it would suck to like watch this in real time. Like when it was coming out, I just couldn't wait like a week.
I hated it because that was my thing with my dad. We would watch it because that was his favorite. That was his favorite show at the time, and he hated it as well too when they would do like the season finale and everything, or like when there was a certain death and you had to wait until the following week, and he was just like, "This is stupid. I hate this." Because he's the same thing with The Walking Dead as well too. I stopped watching after Glenn and Abraham died because I took that death very to heart because I loved Glenn, and then the way they killed him off, it caught me like super like trigger and like cried. You can ask Frank. I was literally crying in a ball because I couldn't comprehend the fact that Glenn's dead. Stop watching because of that. So I feel like with this, it may be like they have to make a cliffhanger. If they're going to end it, has to be a good enough cliffhanger to bring us back or to reel us back in. Because if they don't leave us with a good cliffhanger, I'm not saying they're going to lose viewerships, but like it has to be good enough because then the next bar for the next season has to be even higher than what they've already done.
Yeah, because we're coming into this season like, oh, how can they top season 3? Well, they already fucking top season 3 as it is. So
with episode 4 that way.
I know. Well, yeah, episode 4 alone, in my opinion, that was just that episode. I mean, we could talk about it, but like that episode, I'm just like, am I watching Stranger Things? Like, this doesn't feel like it. It's just over the bar. They really set the bar with that episode. But yeah, like, what are you gonna say?
I'm gonna say the ending. This is exactly how it's gonna end. I'll tell you right now. So everyone, everything's gonna happen. They finally, get Vecna out of the way. And everyone's having their emotional reunions, and everyone's hugging, and Hopper, Joyce, and them just touch back down, and they just got back into the area, and all of a sudden an earthquake happens, and they're all gonna run outside, and they're gonna see that lightning, and all of a sudden a giant crack, a giant crack's gonna open in the thing, and arms of the Mind Flayer are gonna come out, and everyone's gonna like be staring at each other in black.
And then just the Stranger Things logo
Then I'll be
just back
pissed.
up.
And it's like, because to me, like, for this to even top what they're doing right now, because they're trying to make this seem like our world. Let's put it that way. Like the way we perceive shows, especially shows like this, it's like it's just a very slightly altered version of our reality. You know.
Yeah.
So, and that's why they show you the years and they show you all that, because you have to get to. They want you to get in that mind frame. This is 1986. You know, back when this was out and this was out. But at some point, sometimes I feel like they can step out of that boundary. Like, well, we don't have to be in our real world. Everyone can know about all these things that are happening. So now it's like the merger of two worlds are happening. Basically, it's hell on earth, and it's going to be multiple people trying to fight for their freedom back, basically, against the Mind Flayer and things like that. I don't know. It could definitely be the merger into the world, basically hell on earth, and then they have to figure out how to put everything back in its box.
Damn.
What if that's shit? That's really good.
Take my money.
What if it's just all a dream?
Will wakes up. It's a 1983, and
he's still stuck in the upside down,
and he's still
He's
stuck.
in a coma.
He's in a coma.
Dang.
That was my theory for Walking Dead, by the way.
Oh yeah.
Everything, where Rick gets up and everything he just dreamed. He's been in coma for like 5 years, some shit like that. You know, Steve drops off what's his name? Glenn drops off some pizza because he was a pizza boy. But you know,
Oh my
can you imagine?
I would cry. I would be like, you spent 7, almost 8 seasons ruining my life, and then it's all a
Right.
dream. Same thing.
I mean,
with
that's
Stranger
what
Things.
didn't they do that with the series Lost or something like that?
Yeah.
Like they all died since season 1, and it was all like basically purgatory that they were in the whole time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cries.
I heard a lot of people were pissed about that, but I mean, I don't know. How else are you supposed to end the story? You know, they're supposed to be happy and get off the island. Jesus.
Nah, they're just all dead.
I don't know.
They're just all dead.
It's either eat sand and coconut or eat airplane food. Everyone chose to eat the sand and coconut. They're like, absolutely not. That's how the story went the whole time. Mint.
Oh my god.
What else we got?
What else we got?
We pretty much answered everything that I had written down. Like I said, I've just been kind of like re-scanning this trailer while we've been talking, kind of looking through things. I mean, you see that obviously Lucas and Jason are going to have an actual fist fight. So that's
yeah.
So I want to elaborate a little bit on this. Can we find out? I really want to know, or what y'all think. What are they fighting about? Like, are they fighting about women? They fighting about
why
what
Lucas,
is right? Yeah, like why Lucas? Why is Lucas there fighting him? Like, I think it may go back to when they did the whole manhunt for like Eddie, which this period of time is when the whole satanic panic was going on. So like everyone and anyone was like, that's devil music, that metal stuff is bad for you, D&D is the devil's work. Like everything was just all about religion and everyone getting scared because of new things that were coming out. So this was in the era of that satanic panic, and we actually get like a true feel of how it was, because I mean, Eddie doesn't seem like he's a scary guy. Yeah, he goes into the whole thing because that's the whole, his concept and everything, but like hunt the freak kind of type thing, and that's what Jason did, was like scare these people, like this man is out here killing people and telling people to play D&D with him, and he's just some freak, and like the cops like, don't do this, no, don't do this.
Jason showed up to his friends' garage while they're playing some music, and he just beat them up.
Tell me where Eddie is. I don't know. But like even
Over my
then,
dead body.
even then, like What's up? What'd you
I
see?
did I did notice on the trailer another pair that looks like it's gonna happen is gonna be what's Lucas's sister's name again?
Erica.
Erica, Max, and Lucas are gonna be a little group who are going into the house.
Hmm.
So I mean, obviously there's two people there that he would give his life to protect, his little sister and the girl that he's in love with.
You know
So
what? That's right. Maybe they start picking on either one of them or like
Yeah,
saying some
I feel
shit.
like Jason like insulted him like, well, you've just been a freak this entire time and this and that, and that's where just Lucas loses his mind.
yeah, probably
Maybe he
yeah.
mentions Max where they come together all of a sudden and he finds out about Max and he just rubs Lucas the wrong way. Lucas obviously Lucas loves, I mean Max really cares about Max. So that could be it. Max just or Max Lucas just goes off. He's like, you know what, fuck this, you're getting decked.
I mean, that's
So
pretty much where I see it because yeah, I mean, he would have to protect his sister or protect Max, and I feel like it's probably going to be more of the, where's Eddie? You're one of them freaks. You're one of them freaks the whole time, and he's just like, and maybe he tries to grab like his sister or Max, and then he's like, no, that's it. You're
Ooh.
done.
He's all, boy, you're done. Just
hey Maker.
it's just gonna be honestly like I feel like that scene is gonna be intense because it's gonna be that scene going on and something else going on at the same time.
Yeah,
So we're
because
gonna
that
get
scene looked
that
kind of
full
dark,
yeah, so we're gonna get like
right?
the full back and forth, yeah, back and forth motion because
Hmm.
they're in a house that doesn't have the power. Maybe at the same time, Robin, Steve, and Nancy are in the upside down going to that same house. Like they're
Yeah.
all combining together as one, and like that scene's gonna be like super epic to see because you're gonna see him, slinging some punches, and then you're gonna see the whole older kid badass group just doing their whole walk into the into the house. Like I just feel like it's just going to be one of the most epic scenes that we already, I mean, how can you top the Max scene? But like I feel like on top of that, like it may be another scene that we're going to want to see because of all the things that are going to be going on. And then we all finally get to see fucking Jason get his ass beat because he's been a dick this season. We already saw Angela get her ass beat. I mean, now we got to see Jason get his thing.
I think what's kind of cool, which I think they're going to touch on because obviously, I think it's in, well, not obviously, but in season 3, whenever they finally close the gate in Hawkins, the Mind Flayer stuff just kind of collapsed and died, and all the Demodogs and Demogorgon, or I think it's only Demodogs, it wasn't Demogorgon, they all died, as soon as the gate got closed. Um, but then I guess that's kind of what, like, at the ending of that season, whenever the Demogorgon came out, that was my question was, well, if the gate's closed, then how is this Demogorgon still alive? Because everything else died. So obviously, one, either they figured out how to open a gate over there, but see, they had mentioned in the season that the reason they had moved to Hawkins was because it was more easier to open gates in that area for some reason, because I guess because they've opened a gate in that area before. So it was hard for them to open a gate over there, which is the reason they were in Hawkins to begin with. Um, but you look at the commercial, you can see some of the dust from whenever like the Mind Flayer. It looks like the Russians were somehow able to capture it and keep it as like a home base. Like if you have the dust, then you
Oh.
can keep the Demogorgon. Like basically, you can maybe somehow when they left, they were able to capture some of it or something.
Or
Uh,
maybe it's the same dust creature that took over Will that never got out
Oh,
because that's the only other thing that I can think of, and all he did was run, and he ran and ran and ran and ran, and maybe somehow some way like he ended up in the hands of what the Russians could have.
yeah, I didn't even think about it. Yeah, and the end of season 2, I
The
think it's
dust was
the
there
smoke. The smoke comes out of Will and just goes out the window.
and just does it. We don't know what happens to
Yeah,
it,
we don't
but
know
that's
whatever.
how Will is still able to sense things because a piece of that thing was attached to him still. But even then, he would have been able to still see or sense what's going on with it. So how wouldn't he have not known about, what was going on in Russia? But I mean, he maybe just taps in and just tells him like, hey, something's going on over there. You might want to check it out. Divert him from the situation that's going on in Russia
mhm.
versus, what's going on in Hawkins. He's like, this is more important. Don't pay attention to, don't mind me and what's going on in the background over here. Just go pay attention to what's going on in Hawkins. So
Yeah.
maybe just kind of getting away. I mean, that would only make sense because that's the only thing that survived when the gates were closed. Like everything else died.
I think that's going to be a whole nother part of the whole Hopper, Joyce, and Murray. Is they're probably going to either figure out a way to kill that, because if they're smart, they'll think this is the source. If we kill the source, then it kills the other monsters that are chasing them.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe they're just going to blow up the prison. Who knows?
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the only thing I could think of. I
Looking
mean,
up
you
the
obviously
trailer right now.
you see Murray like doing the
The flame. They finally gave that man a fucking flamethrower, and I'm so happy because he was asking for it. And when I saw it in the trailer, I popped, and I was like, "They gave him his flamethrower! Like
This
finally!"
man
Because
about to go off.
he is. He's like, "I'm doing it for Lexi. I'm doing it for this."
Oh,
Like
Lexi.
he's
Forgot about
doing it
Lexi.
for Lexi, man. He's doing it.
He's a game of corn dog
R.I.P.
too. Damn it.
They should have gave him a corn dog while he was eating it, just so he could just. Or his favorite cherry slushy.
Oh.
Man. R.I.P. R.I.P. Poor thing.
They figure out something because they have like blue lanterns with them. They figure out blue must do something. I mean, maybe it counteracts the red lightning. I don't know, but you could tell in the trailers that they're in the real world, but it almost looks like the Upside Down because the Upside Down has a cold tone to the what's the word, color scheme of the film. But whenever they're in the Upside Down, it's like a more blue, and when they're in the regular world, it's more warmer tones.
Yeah.
But you get confused because you're looking at it and they have blue lamps, so it kind of makes it look like the Upside Down, but they're in the real world. Or maybe they just have blue lamps. Who knows? They're like, there's no electricity, and all I can find are these bug zappers all around here.
They're like, all right, we're gonna use these UV light kind of things. Here we go, guys. We got this. It all kills the dust that way. Oh my god. That'd be hilarious. Be like, all this time, bug zappers could have done the whole thing. Damn.
I really like the shot of Nancy up against Vecna, like in the hallway. That's a really great shot.
That I forgot about that because they were both in the same hallway. Like he's actually
they're just
out
looking at
in
each other.
Hawkins and just looking at each other, or she could be in her trance at the time.
Yeah, I think that's what it is she's in that trance. I did also notice that scene where like Dustin and Eddie are like, they have like the bat. That in the background, that's the trailer where they have the rope down. It looks like they're trying to lure him up into the real world somehow.
So, yeah.
So that's probably why he goes on top of the thing to play the guitar. So it looks like he's going to survive that because he plays the guitar to get them to come his way. And then he goes into the trailer and he wants him to go. I don't know why, but it looks like he's trying to lure him into the real world for some reason.
Got you. Okay, I didn't even think of that.
I don't know why they would want to lure him into the real world, but that's what it looks like.
I just want to know why they didn't have Mike in this whole trailer, though, because Mike was not seen at all in any of these trailers.
No, he's right there.
Unless he's with them, but I didn't see him at all.
He's in the beginning of the trailer. He's the one talking to Will. Whenever Will says something. What the hell did he say?
Yeah, he is. Yeah.
Okay. I was like, hold up, wait a minute. I was like, wait a minute. Maybe he is.
Wait a minute.
R.I.P.
though. Friends don't lie. They only die.
They only...
Love Mike.
Not Mike.
From Mike.
She kept her receipts, dude. I was just like, damn, she's roasting you, my guy. You should have just said.
Mike's position.
You should have put at least Illy or something on there, man. Like, love you. Like,
yeah, I think there's just gonna be a lot of emotion on these last two episodes. It's just gonna be a lot of death and a lot of, planning still. Like, there's not even really I guess, like I said, it's going to obviously end with 11 and Vecna.
And that super
having
face-off.
having a final battle, but, like, what are the guy like? I can't. What I can't figure out right now is obviously these people think like Eleven's gone and is never going to come back with powers. So obviously they're trying to come up with their own plan of how they're going to try to take out Vecna because they don't even know Eleven's coming. So what is their plan? Like, what are they thinking that these non-powered humans are going to do against Vecna? Like, what is their plan?
They're gonna give him their best shot. They're gonna give him Steve because Steve survived a Demogorgon. Steve has survived a Demodog. Steve has survived a Mind Flame. Like he survived everything. They're gonna just
Because
be like,
when
"Here's
you see that,
Steve."
when you see that scene with Nancy shooting the shotgun, the surroundings look like she's up there in the attic where Vecna does his stuff.
Oh, maybe
That's,
so.
so it looks like she's going to be shooting Vecna straight on with a shotgun.
There's a shot I just saw right now where Hopper's getting like messed up or something, but there's like something like drooling on him on top.
Oh, it's definitely a Demodog.
Yeah, it
Yeah,
has to be a
definitely.
Demodog. Like, damn. They're
And Lucas is screaming for no reason, so it's like.
Yeah, see, the way that Lucas is screaming, it's like he's about to get attacked. Or he's
Yeah.
about to get like some kind of like whereas Dustin screaming looks like he's more
He's
screaming
terrified.
for somebody. You know,
Yeah.
he's falling forward trying to run towards someone who probably just died. Which I mean, like I said, I mean, who else is he really gonna do that to? I guess to me, I still think it could be anybody. Like even if it was, Max or anybody, he would probably still be like, "Oh, just killed him." But I mean, it could be Eddie. It could be actually. It makes more sense that it's Eddie now that I think about it because that looks like the same getup he's wearing when he's with Eddie.
It is. It is the same get up because they're all in their knight's armor.
Yeah, that's totally the same. So maybe it is. Maybe Eddie.
Or it could be just a ploy just to think that it's going to be him. But
Lucas is fucking up Jason.
Oh yeah, he's giving him some slugs.
Because like Jason's all marked up right here, and Lucas looks like he's been touched.
He's all, "You can't touch me, fam. I took the last shot at the basketball game. I won the championship. You can't touch me. I ain't no one. I am somebody." Hit him with your best shot. It's all playing in the background.
Oh, I didn't even notice. There's someone on the wall. Oh, it's Robin. I knew it was Nancy and Steve hitting the wall with axes, but I didn't realize that Robin was attached to the wall.
Robin got captured or something. Yeah.
The vines are holding Robin to the wall.
Remember how Dustin had said that not to touch the vines because it's the way the communication for Vecna to know that they're there. So she probably stepped on one and got herself trapped. Because same thing with Max, because when Max was trying to get away the first time around, Vecna got her with the vines and pulled her all the way up to the wall. That way as well too in episode 4. That's another thing. So we gonna start our memoriam, our goodbyes to some of these characters. Yeah, so let's lay to rest some of these guys throughout the season that we've had. So
I don't know. I'm excited.
I'm ready to.
I mean, I'm excited for the 2 episodes.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm scared, but I'm excited.
I'm off the day after it hits, like the day that it drops. I get off at 7 and I'm off the next day, and I'm setting myself up. I'm like, do not disturb. Don't call me. Don't text me. I'll have my popcorn, my soda, everything ready so I can sit down and watch almost 4 hours.
You got your ice cream just in case you get depressed.
Oh yeah, no. That's why I have my M&Ms for me, man. I'm gonna sit there and watch it and cry, which I feel like it should have been a smart ploy for Netflix to release these in theaters because it would have been a good.
I mean, it's 2 hours, right?
2.5
for 2.5 hours for the last, like the season finale, and then an hour and 15, hour and 30 for the second to last.
Oh, so the regular
time. So like
we're looking at almost about 4 hours, 5 hours worth. It should have been able to sit back to back in like a theater, at least to do like a weekend play or like, you know, a week play in a theater, because that would have made money, like stupid money that way.
Yeah,
But then,
I think Drew had said that before. Like, it probably because of contracts and things, they're not allowed to do that. You know.
yeah,
But yeah, that would have been, I think, a great idea. Because I mean, what would Netflix is the producer, so Netflix could easily still make all the money from the box office sales.
Well,
And
they
then
can make
also
a percentage, because half of a percentage goes to them, and then the percentage goes to what the box or the theater that is presenting it, and then the other ones, I think the other one is like a third party or whatever, because they have to get it made on a reel or
Yeah.
how they're gonna do it. So it's like, I guess 3 cuts, and I guess Netflix doesn't want to take.
They just do files now. They don't even do reels.
Yeah.
Here.
So
Yeah, like-
you know what? Why fuck it? Why don't we just go rent out a theater? It's only $100, you know.
We got this, man.
And we could just give them our Netflix account, and we could just go show it. And if you want to go, no, I'm just joking.
I'm gonna call it Alamo Draft House now.
Be like, hey, can I reserve it for July 1st or
But-
July 2nd, please?
that reminds me of, like, it's not a similar situation, but like I'm a huge fan of the Jackass show and movies. When they came out with this one recently, it was available obviously in movies and Paramount, right?
Yeah,
But
Paramount Plus.
4.5 is only available on Netflix, but not on Paramount, which makes no sense.
Well, it depends on the deal that they made as well too, because
Yeah.
with a thing with Pokemon as well too, because Disney owns half of the rights to Pokemon. But is it Disney? Yeah, it is Disney, because some of it's on Netflix, like the newer seasons, like Journey and all of that. Sun and Moon, or the low on forms are on Netflix, but they're owned by Disney, but not on Disney Plus. And then everything before the newer era and on, you can't find on Netflix. You only find like the first season on Netflix, but after that you can't find any of them. You can only get them on Amazon Prime, but you would have to buy them. Even if you had a subscription, you couldn't get them. So it kind of varies, honestly, on like the whole thing, like who owns what right to what. And they could have signed a deal with Netflix, like, hey, you give me the 0.5s, or like 3.5, 4.5, because 3.5 is on there as well too. But you don't see any of the other Jackasses on there. So it could be that they just cut a deal and like, hey, just give me these, but you can keep these. Same thing with South Park. All of the seasons of South Park are on HBO Max, but all the movies are on Paramount Plus.
Oh, I just noticed that is on the bridge.
I didn't know that.
On the bridge that Elle is like standing on. It's a set of vinyl records, and it looks like the table, it's speakers, and it looks like the table that they use at the snowball thing with the radio connected to it on there. So somehow music's going to play into the red sky in the real world. I know it's really weird, but they're bringing back the table from the snowball prom or whatever the hell it was.
Okay, work. Look at them. They're bringing ties into like different seasons into this season finale. Watch, we're just gonna see the Mind Flayer little dust particle pop up again, and then you'll see all the supporting role characters like the Demogorgons, Demodogs, all of that stuff coming back. Like every monster is coming back with Vecna, because Vecna is that 5-star general, and all his minions are coming behind him in different versions. And all of them are all calling him Papa instead. It's Brenner the whole time. It's Brenner.
You're my
It was
Papa.
me, Austin.
All right. So finishing thoughts, finishing words. What are we thinking?
It could be anyone that dies at this point. The only people I don't think are... Actually, it'd be easier to tell them who you don't think's going to die. I don't think Hopper's going to die. I don't think Joyce is going to die. I don't think Mike is going to die. And I don't think Max is going to die.
Yeah.
I can agree.
Or Dustin, sorry.
Or Dustin, yeah.
I was just going to say Dustin. Yeah.
That's the only like people I don't see dying. Everyone else has a shot to die.
Damn, even little Erica, man. Like
Even Erica.
you can't even spell America without
Okay,
Erica,
maybe
bro.
not Erica, but I mean, yeah,
Come on, man. You're just killing America
they're
way.
not gonna kill the little girl. Okay, let's just face it, they're just not.
I don't know.
I guess they did kill a bunch of kids already.
Yeah, so R.I.P.
Yeah, that's
like
true.
they're sorry, Erica. This is your will. It might happen, bro, but
I don't think, I feel like it was easier to do that than say who do you think's gonna die. 'Cause I feel
honestly,
like
out of that, that's what 5 of them. If
Uh-huh.
we if we include
6
Erica,
if you include
6
Erica.
if 6 if you include Erica. Like honestly, at this point, it seems like anybody is game, regardless where you're at.
Probably
You
not
could be
Jonathan or Argo either, but they're not. To me, they're not main characters in a sense.
yeah. I mean, they're kind of like the add-on, like you said, they're like the supporting characters and stuff.
Mhm.
But do we think, before we finish this, do we think they're gonna rekindle the love in between Nancy and Steve, and then decide to kill one off? Though,
Mm,
I think that's gonna happen. Yeah.
watch Jonathan pops up, be like, "Hey, what?
yeah,
Him again? God
yeah,
damn it!"
because right
I mean,
now, like Nancy and Steve they really don't know what they want, honestly, and I think they're gonna talk it out. And I can see them getting together again. Yeah,
I think if it happens, that could be drama for season 5. That if Nancy ends up dying, Jonathan putting the blame on Steve, and Steve feeling guilty because he couldn't save her, and Jonathan being angry because Steve didn't save her, and them kind of having that beef.
And then in my mind saying, "Then where were you, Jonathan? You could have gone on.
You should have been on the plane.
You should have been coming to her and telling her the truth, because friends don't lie." Oh, sorry. Boyfriends don't lie. Like,
I can't believe they're gonna kill Steve in season 1.
they were. Like, that was the plan. Initially, I don't know like how he was supposed to die or when he was supposed to die, or if it was supposed to be him instead of Barb. Like, we don't know. Barb. But
I can't even imagine season 3 without Steve.
he was the whole what is it, Scoops Ahoy boy. Like,
Scoops
it was
Ahoy, man.
It was this dude.
He was that guy. Oh, here he goes. Pops again.
This was him the whole time. But he had a black eye like here, and busted.
Oh yeah, he got messed up by the Russians.
Yeah, he got fucked up by the Russians.
But like, it's crazy. I know another character, just random like tidbits, but on Supernatural, the character Castiel was supposed to die that season as well, and he got casted for the rest of the show. That was like season 5, I think, or maybe even season 6. Castiel got introduced, and he wasn't supposed to be a main character. And then he was such a fan favorite, they just kept writing him in.
Him in.
Yeah, and he became a main character who never
Yeah.
died.
Damn.
There you go.
Same with Steve. Maybe Steve has got his expiration date coming.
We have to look at the bottom of his pop. Maybe there's an expiration date on there.
Oh, that'd be wild. Can you imagine? It just falls on July 2nd.
You're right. Funko LLC 2022.
Oh shit! No, they told us the year.
It's been under our nose the entire time.
Damn, we should have known. Go back to the older pops, and it says it too. We're crying because they knew COVID was gonna hit, so they took longer to make it.
This one just says Netflix.
Damn, we have to buy all the Steve pops and organize them in
Puzzle.
a puzzle.
That is strange. This one says Netflix all like really big, but the other one says like Stranger Things Netflix. Like Stranger Things became so big finally.
They had to put their name on it.
They finally got their own little trademark. Like, yo, you ain't using my trademark without putting my name on it. Like, I don't care if you're Netflix produced.
I'm all the next pop for this season, like with whatever his his shirt comes off or whatever, and he has that bite or whatever. That'll be the new pop, and it just says just Stranger Things at the bottom of the foot instead of it saying Netflix.
I'm actually curious about that if they're gonna drop new pops on July 1st, because that's what they did on May 28th. They dropped their collection of pops.
Which I'm upset because we live in a small town, and not a small town, but we only have one Target. And the only pop that I wanted out of that
The
whole
Eddie with the
set
guitar.
was the Eddie with the fucking guitar, and it's a Target exclusive.
Oh.
You know how hard it is to find a Target exclusive at Target? Hard,
Extremely
because
hard.
our store never gets any. And then if I go to San Antonio, Houston, and all of that, all the other pop Funko guys already
You gotta
got
protest
theirs.
outside of Target.
Those fucko guys, man.
I'm all same thing with the freaking Pokemon cards, man. When they were a hot thing during COVID in 2021, they would just like stand in line outside, just kind of like waiting. And then I'm like, can I get my Pokemon cards too? They'd be like, nah, man, I'm buying them all. Just put them all in the cart. I'm like, cries in the inside. But, you know, now we're over that. Now they have pack limits of 4. Thank God. Now they need to start doing that with the newer pops that are releasing for Stranger Things, because it seems like all the Target ones are always gone, or we just never get them. R.I.P. The one pop that got away, and probably going to cost a lot too because it's a Target exclusive.
Yeah, just like the Steve with the bat that I'm probably never gonna get. Steve with the beat up face and the bat, the spike bat.
You mean the one that I have?
Yeah, the one that you have.
I
Just gonna rub it in.
sorry, I'm gonna rub it in a little bit because honestly, he was the closest thing that I was going to sell. Kid you not? When we're selling and downgrading on the pops, this is so off topic, but we were downgrading or declutterifying our pops. I had, I think, over 21 Stranger Things pops, and I condensed it down to like 4. And I kept my Steve.
Well, I already know 2 of them were Steve, the Dimmy Dog and Steve, and the Steve with the beat up face and the bat.
I think I kept my Demogorgons. I could be wrong, but like I had a 6-inch Demogorgon, and then I had the golden Demogorgon. I know I got rid of Billy. I got rid of Billy Flayed when he's in his little swimwear. I got rid of him, and he's on the list of how expensive he is now because he was killed off in his season. I think he's like going for 80 now. I got rid of all my 8-bit ones as well. I was kind of sad because those were like the first ever 8-bit ones that they did for Stranger Things, because it was Dustin, Will, Mike, and I spent a lot of time trying to look for those. I should have kept the Demogorgon because the Demogorgon one was really cool. But yeah, I think I can't remember what the other ones are, but I know I kept 4 out of there, and I know Steve. 2 of them were Steve's. I have to look at my pop collection now to see. They're all behind me over there somewhere in that little thing, and then I have a bookshelf dedicated to pops as well. But R.I.P. all my Stranger Things pops.
I hope we get like at least one with Steve without a shirt on and maybe the bite marks. I think that'd be pretty cool.
I would buy that one in a heartbeat. I'll be like, yes, please, can I have that? Or them doing like what they started doing was like the movie moments with them, like how I have Steve in the Demodog, and then 11 with the Demogorgon, and she's doing the whole hand motion. Yeah, that's the one that I have, my babies.
Oh, that's sick.
And then if they do a movie moment where it's like Vecna and Vecna and Eleven, or Vecna and Nancy, or even like the crew in like the RV. Like they have the RV in like each one. I know those things are gonna probably be expensive as fool when they come out, but it'd be worth it if they do something like that.
It'd be very worth it, yeah.
Stranger Things fans want that, so if they hear it and they're listening, make it happen.
Yeah, when I started like buying these pop things, I was like, I never even thought about how just buying one of the. It's almost like a game, really. You have to be like, this is popular, and if this person dies or something, then this is going to be more expensive. So if I go buy it right now, you basically have to pick your fan theories and what you think is going to be more expensive, and you just got to go out and buy all that crap. So because somebody's going to want it, they're not going to know they wanted it till after the certain scene happens in the show, and then you're going to end up like Saul over here with like a bunch of Steve Pops in front of him. And looking for them and people trying to sell them to you for like $60 a pop, literally.
That's what always happens. That's why I use the little Funko guide. I scan my pops in so I
Yeah,
know
me
how
too.
much they're going to be worth. But
Yeah.
like even then, some of them do change. It just kind of goes on their popularity, like if they're the favorite character or if they're all fan favorites. But it kind of varies on it as well too, because like once there's two different Steves that we talk about with the bat and like all of that. There's two different Steves. They're both San Diego Comic Con exclusives, but one was like released like it was like 100 piece or 1,000 piece that was released actually at San Diego Comic Con, and then the one that was like pre like released like throughout when they dropped at the same time, but one is just like of 1,000 and the other one isn't. And the one of a
Mm.
thousand is like I think $200-$300, and then the one that isn't is only like $60. Unfortunately, I have the $60 one, but like, I
Hey,
wanted that one. Hey, it's just because it has a sticker on it that tells you that it's one of 1,000 kind of type thing, but I digress. Depending on the character, if it dies, they're going to be worth money, especially now with like I think they're making like Netflix figures or something like that as well too, where you can see
yep.
them, but anyways, I digress because we are getting off topic. So, outcome of this season. Do we want to give a rating now of what we think it is, or
A rating of like 1 out of 5 or what?
1 out of 5?
I
One
think
out of 5 demodogs. What are we thinking?
I think it's gonna be like 5 golden Demodogs, man.
Ooh, the
I think they're gonna bring it. I think they're gonna bring their game. They've been bringing their game the entire season. Like
Yeah.
they're not gonna give us a shitty ending. I mean, a shitty cliffhanger because there's gonna be a cliffhanger. There's
Yeah.
gonna be a
That's to be a
cliffhanger.
massive cliffhanger.
It's gonna be a
Massive.
huge cliffhanger, and everyone's gonna be like, the more angry a fan base is about a cliffhanger, that's how good it is.
Yeah, absolutely.
And everyone's gonna be pissed. I can feel it.
I can see them already setting up for the tweet. They have it already there. And
Got
they're
the
waiting
drafts
for
ready.
the episode to like drop and then
Oh, shit.
they're gonna send it.
Yeah.
What do you think? What do you think, Drew?
I know they have to go all out. I mean, it has to be 5. Like he just said it. So I don't see them having like a shitty ending. Like I've never seen Game of Thrones, but I heard how shitty the ending was. Apparently, I don't. Nah, I don't. If they end on a bad like ending, why would you want to like? I mean, yeah, I guess you want to watch season 5 because like okay, they left on a bad note. Let's see what they do now. But nah, I cannot see them ending like shitty. Nah, there's no way. Has to be very, very, very massive. Tops any other cliffhanger probably in every TV show ever. So,
I guess I'm gonna be the odd one out.
oh, you think it's gonna be shitty?
I feel like it's gonna be
Well, not
where
shitty, but
we have not like shitty, but I feel like it's gonna be like a setup, and
Mhm.
then it's gonna be that like flat line because it's gonna want to keep us waiting, but like it's gonna be. I would say it's gonna be like the cliffhanger that they left us with on season 2. It's going to be something in the midst of that where it's not going to be
Okay.
like so overwhelming, but it's going to be simple to the point to where we're going to be able to figure out what may happen for season 5. So I'm going to give it about a 3, like dead in the 3 area, because I feel like they may just be like hyping it up so much,
Yeah.
and they're not going to be able to take away from that. So it may just be like a flat line towards the end, and we'd be left with like a whole Game of Thrones kind of type thing. Not like full extent, like shitty, but where it's simple to the point, and there'd be like, you're gonna have to fucking figure it out. You're gonna have to wait until season 5. Fuck you guys, bye.
2025.
At 2025, we're gonna make you even wait 2 more years extra. Like not even 2 more years, like 1 more year extra. But like that's what they're probably gonna end up doing. But I give it like a solid 3 for right now. For the season, like where it is as it stands before they drop that, a 5. Because episode 4, I tell you, before all of this drops, episode 4 hands down was the best episode that they've ever done in the series, the whole series.
Yeah.
Like,
So somebody told me that like it's the best episode this season. I'm like, oh, dude, I would say the whole fucking series. Like that was just there was so much going on in that episode. It was insane.
Yeah.
Not just one that particular scene that Max we're all talking about. No, there's so much shit happened in that episode. But we'll discuss that for a different episode if you
Yeah.
want to.
We
Um,
will.
I,
Um.
but
as
but yeah,
far as I know, because of how far behind they are, like, and this is why I think what's going to happen is going to happen. They're going to close. They're going to close this arc, Vecna, whatever. It's going to be closed by the end of the season. There's not going to be any. I don't think anything that has to really do with that anymore. I think it's going to end with a peaceful, like everyone, like I said before, kind of in a sense, is going to be. There's going to be the closure. Everyone's going to kind of be relieved, happy, and then all of a sudden something's going to happen. And maybe not as epic as I was saying, like ground opening, or mind flayer arms coming out, but something that they're going to like look at something and they're going to be like, oh, that's not supposed to be like that, and then it's just going to
yeah.
like go black. Um, but I feel like there could be like chaos happening, and that's kind of the end. Like you, not enough for us to be like, oh, we had so much backstory, and now you're leaving us with, like something that we have to wait to find out about. No, you're not going to know anything. You're just going to see panic. You're going to see chaos, and then boom, it's going to go down. So you can't really even like be mad because you're like, well, I don't even know what the context is. I don't even know what the hell's happening. I just know something's happening.
Yeah.
What's going on? And that's going to be the beginning of season 5. Like they're going to be in the midst of chaos and they're going to try to figure out what's going on. Like they did that a lot. They've done that a lot in Supernatural. In Supernatural, season finales, they'll get like some kind of something epic happening. Actually, I remember one season finale. It was probably one of the coolest season finales of my entire life, but it was basically like zombies coming out of the ground and they were all surrounding all of them, and then that was it. That was the end of
Oh
the
shit.
yeah. And then it was like, well, how the hell are they gonna get out? How the hell are they gonna like you're just
You're
That would
like,
really
God
piss me off.
damn! Like that
That
would
would
make
really
me
piss me off.
mad.
I was just like, oh my god, like you have to watch at least episode 1. And then you see episode 1 and they pretty much figure out, get out of that situation. But it starts off like that. Like they're basically just, they're in that pit and they're fighting their way out.
Mhm.
Episode 1, that's and I think that's what they're going to do with this. They haven't done that yet in this
Yeah.
series. They haven't started off episode 1 hitting the ground running. It's always a story they're trying to build back up to. But this is it. This is the last season. They don't have no more. They're not going to be hitting the ground trying to build a story like this. It's going to like, boom, we're going to get right into it. Like, what do we got to do to finish the series and make it badass?
Yeah.
I think that's how it's going to. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see in how many days after this drops.
I think we're on the last. This is the final stretch, honestly, because as we're recording today, it is June 21st. So we have a total of 10. It's 10 days.
10
10
days.
days, yeah.
Well,
So by the time we drop
ish.
this, it's about maybe a week.
Yeah,
We'll
about
have
less than a week, probably. By the time we drop this, it'll be less than a week. And I guess we'll leave the fans with this. Every season or every other episode, there was a bell chime or a clock chime in every season. So season 1 with Will, when he was driving the bike, there was a chime. There was a bell or clock chime. In season 2, there was a chime as well. I can't remember the episode or who it was with. There was a chime. In season 3, there was a chime that happened with Billy whenever he got, kidnapped. And then
Mhm.
now we're in season 4 where it's notorious for time. So my thing is, I'm gonna leave with the fans. How will the crew deal with time? Time is an essence, and time is needed, and time is now. It's a do or die time. So I guess we will figure out once they figure out how to concept time. And I'll leave them with
Okay.
this.
Okay.
So how will they deal with time and pressure? I guess that's pretty much it for this episode. And we'll catch y'all guys in the next one. Oh, well, be sure you subscribe, like, and follow us on every podcasting wherever you listen to your podcast from, whether it be on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, wherever you may see it. Also on the YouTube on Emo Say What Productions. Click the little bell to be notified every time we drop something. I'm Annie, one of your 3 hosts, and I guess y'all guys can introduce and finish it off.
Yeah, again, Mr. Fuentes. I do music. If you want to check out any of my music, just go to Apple Music, Spotify, wherever you listen to music. Just search Mr. Fuentes, and you can check out some of my music on there. Also, I just want to give you a thank you if you actually reached out an hour and 20 minutes just listening to us ramble about what we think is gonna happen in this last season. We're fans just like y'all are, and we'd like to hear y'all's opinion or y'all's what y'all think is going to happen. So if we post this on Facebook, comment underneath, and we'll try our best to answer what we think is going to go on. We just are excited about the show as y'all are listening. So,
Yep.
Thank you for giving us the opportunity to do that.
Yeah, I add on to that. I love to hear y'all's little theories. If y'all want to do some little feedback or any feedback on us, actually. But yeah, I'm Drew, the other host, professional wrestler. You can hit me up on Instagram, Drew Dread, Facebook, Drew Dread, just on my personal account because I've been having issues with that. But on YouTube, Drew Dread. Yeah, it's been fun talking about Stranger Things, and looking forward to way more episodes.
Bets. So I have our mixer cue the clock chime to end this. We'll catch y'all guys in the next one. Bye.